Maya never imagined her Friday night would end up feeling like a scene torn straight from a romance movie. She had only planned to crash on her couch and binge her favorite design videos, but her best friend Tessa had other plans, loud, dramatic, and impossible to ignore plans. "You're coming," Tessa had insisted, tugging her off the sofa. "New people, new connections, new energy. You need it." So there she was, hours later, stepping onto the rooftop of a luxury high-rise she'd never even known existed. The air smelled of citrus cocktails and the faint perfume of the city skyline at night. Soft music played from hidden speakers, warm lights wrapped around the terrace, and people dressed in clothes that cost more than her monthly rent mingled like they were born into this world of glitter and conversation. Maya tugged at the hem of her simple black dress, already feeling out of place. She worked as a junior designer at Halden Corp, talented, yes, but too quiet for her own good. Their company was expecting a new CEO soon, someone rumored to be young, brilliant, and impossibly wealthy. That buzz alone had everyone on edge. But tonight, Maya wanted just one thing: to get through the event unnoticed. Life, however, had different ideas. As she turned to escape toward the quieter side of the terrace, she bumped into someone, hard enough that her drink nearly spilled. A strong hand reached out, steadying her wrist before the glass could fall. "Easy," a warm voice said, deep and smooth like velvet dipped in sunlight. She looked up, and froze. He was breathtaking, tall, broad-shouldered, with dark hair that looked like he'd run a frustrated hand through it moments before. His eyes were something she'd never seen, calm but curious, sharp yet gentle. He wore no tie, just a fitted charcoal suit that somehow made him look both powerful and approachable. "Sorry," she blurted, cheeks heating. I wasn't watching where I was going." His lips curved into a slow, amused smile. "Good thing I was." For reasons she couldn't explain, her chest fluttered. They moved to the side to let people pass, but instead of walking away, he stayed. "I haven't seen you at these events before," he said. Not accusatory, simply intrigued. "I don't usually do parties," she admitted. "Too loud, too sparkly." He laughed softly. Then we're both out of place. They talked about design, travel dreams, funny childhood disasters, and the strange comfort of city nights. It felt oddly natural, like the world shrank to just the two of them. Minutes blended into an hour, and Maya felt something in her loosen, something she hadn't even realized was tightly wound. When a sudden gust of wind swept across the rooftop, she shivered involuntarily. He stepped closer, shielding her from the cold, and gently tucked a curl behind her ear. The intimacy of the gesture sent a warm thrill through her. Her breath caught, desire mingled with boldness, a rare and reckless courage rising inside her. "Kiss me like you mean it," she whispered. And he did, slowly, tenderly, as if he'd been waiting for that moment all night. The next morning, Maya woke up with a smile she couldn't fight even if she tried. Her lips still tingled from the memory of his kiss, the kind of kiss that didn't feel accidental or rushed, but deliberate, warm, and full of meaning. She'd never kissed a stranger before. She'd certainly never kissed someone she met at a rooftop full of rich executives and polished socialites. But last night had felt different. He had felt different. She stretched, replaying every detail, the way his thumb brushed her jaw, the gentle pressure of his hand on her back, the slight hesitation before he leaned in, as if giving her a chance to change her mind. And then the way he kissed her. Like she wasn't just another face in a crowd but someone worth remembering. The only problem, she had no idea who he was. No name, no number, no company affiliation, just a kiss and a night too magical to be real. Still smiling, Maya rushed through her morning routine. Today was important. Halden Corp was officially welcoming their new CEO, the mysterious billionaire who had recently acquired the company. The office had been buzzing for weeks with rumors about him. Some said he was ruthless. Others claimed he was young and brilliant. Some insisted he only bought companies he planned to transform completely. Maya didn't care. She rarely saw higher-ups anyway. As long as she did her job quietly and reliably, the corporate storms rarely touched her. But the moment she arrived at the office, something felt different. The lobby was unusually pristine, the security guards standing stiff, and even the receptionists looked rehearsed in their smiles. People scurried around fixing jackets, adjusting hair, whispering like children before a surprise inspection. "What's happening?" she asked one coworker. "New CEO's coming today. Big announcement." "Right, of course." She smoothed her blouse and hurried toward the elevator, blending into the crowd gathering on the 26th floor. The entire staff, designers, managers, analysts, stood facing the entrance like an army waiting for inspection. Maya filed into the back, clutching her notebook, anxiety replacing the soft warmth of her morning mood. She hoped he wouldn't be the type who made people feel small. But when the double glass doors opened, all the air rushed out of her lungs. No, 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 no. It couldn't be. He walked in with calm confidence, hands in his pockets, wearing the same effortless expression she saw last night, like he belonged everywhere and nowhere at once. His dark hair, his sharp gaze, his measured steps, it was him. The man who had kissed her. The man she had kissed back. The stranger she thought she'd never see again. He stepped up to the podium with the poise of someone born to lead. "Good morning, everyone," he said, his voice unmistakable. "I'm Adrian Vale, and I'm honored to step in as your new CEO." Maya's knees nearly buckled. As he looked over the room, his gaze searched, skimmed, lingered. Then found her. His eyes widened a fraction in recognition. A slow, unreadable smile touched his lips. Maya's stomach dropped, her heart hammered. She tore her gaze away, cheeks burning with one terrifying realization. She hadn't kissed a stranger. She had kissed her billionaire boss. Maya tried to avoid Adrian Vale with the desperation of someone dodging a hurricane armed with only an umbrella. Every time she sensed his presence, she darted down another hallway, slipped into a conference room, or pretended to be deeply fascinated by the office printer. She wasn't just embarrassed, she was terrified. Terrified he thought she'd used him. Terrified he assumed she'd known his identity. Terrified she'd lose her job before she ever got the chance to prove herself. But fate had a cruel sense of humor. A week later, Halden Corp landed a major potential client, one whose account could determine the company's future. Maya's team scrambled to prepare the pitch, but due to a sudden illness and a scheduling conflict, every senior designer became unavailable. Maya, the quiet junior designer no one ever expected to lead anything, suddenly became the only option. Her supervisor shoved a folder into her hands. "Adrian himself asked for you to present. Don't screw it up." Her heart plummeted into her stomach. He asked for her. Why? Was this revenge, a setup, or something else entirely? When she reached his office, her palms were already sweating. She hesitated before knocking, but the door opened before she touched it. Adrian stood there in a crisp white shirt, sleeves rolled up, looking unfairly calm. "Maya," he said softly. "Come in." She stepped inside, pulse racing. The door clicked shut behind her with a soft finality. "You've been avoiding me," he said, not accusing, not angry, just aware. She swallowed hard. I thought it was best. What happened? It wasn't appropriate. I didn't know who you were. And I don't want you to think Maya." He stepped closer, gently but undeniably. "I know you didn't know who I was." His tone was warm, grounding. Her breath trembled. "I just don't want this to affect my job." He let out a slow exhale and reached up, lightly touching her chin, not forcing, just guiding her to meet his eyes. "It won't, and I don't want you to be afraid of me." Afraid? She was terrified, for reasons that had nothing to do with him being her boss. "I meant that kiss," he continued, voice gently intense. "Every second of it." Her heart stuttered. "But you're the CEO. And I'm me." A smile touched his lips, the kind she remembered from the rooftop, soft, real. "You're Maya, the woman who spoke to me like a person, not a title. The woman who challenged me. The woman I haven't stopped thinking about." Her pulse hammered. The room felt smaller, warmer. He lifted his hand, brushing his thumb over the back of her fingers. "If you want distance, I'll respect it. If you want me to walk away, I will. But if you feel what I felt." She didn't let him finish. Her steps closed the last inches between them. "Adrian," she whispered, her voice trembling, "kiss me, like you still mean it." His breath caught, relief, surprise, something deeper. And then he pulled her into his arms, kissing her with the same slow certainty as that night on the rooftop, only this time, the world wasn't a backdrop. This time, it was real.